Hello, everybody, and welcome to Noel the Red Devil. We are here to react live to Spurs versus Manchester United, and the team news is in. And all I just have to say is our manager is a very stubborn manager because Onana, Martinez, Mount, Bruno Fernandes, Rashford, Casemiro, Varane, Anthony Shaw, Wan-Bissaka, and Garnacho. The team that played against Wolves is starting again today. In the subs bench, we got Henderson, Vitek, Delo, Lindelof, Ericsson, McTominay, Palestri, Martial, and Sancho. But no room in the squad for Harry Maguire. So no matter what the manager is saying, it's clear to see that Harry Maguire is not part of his plans. This is an important game, and he hasn't even got him on the bench. Now, I haven't watched any of the other Premier League games, but I have been informed that there's been 3 red cards already in the Premier League. So the referees seem to be getting very strict on this retaliation and running at the ref, it seems. So I'll have to watch the football highlights later on to see what actually happened. But 3 red cards apparently, and United players are prone to getting cards with these refs, so we have to be careful. But I don't know about you. I thought there would have been a few changes to this game, but Ten Hag has decided that he's going to stick with the 11 that played against Wolves. So we'll see what happens. I think a lot of us kind of really did expect that he would keep the same team. It's what he normally tries to do. Now, I have the light on in the background. Now, the sun is shining, but it's hopefully going to go behind the clouds in a minute because it's a pain in me ass, have to be honest. But I'll put the light on in the background as well. But yeah, I don't know. I hope as I said, we need to keep winning games, and that's our goal. So we'll see how we do today. But for me personally, I would have. Well, we don't know where Rashford is playing, but Garnacho was playing and Rashford is playing through the middle. I would have liked Rashford to go back out onto the left and maybe put Sancho in Garnacho's place, just for the fact that we set up tactically slightly different now. If we set up the way we normally expect their manager to set up, then Garnacho should have some joy today. But if Luke Shaw's not making those runs in front of him or supporting him, then Garnacho is going to have another hard game today, and he's not going to get much joy, to be quite honest. And I don't think that's fair on the lad. But what can you do? That's what's happening. So we'll see. So yeah, we've got about 20 minutes or so to go, 25 minutes to go or so until the game kicks off. So yeah, I'm just a little bit surprised with that team selection. Got to be honest, I'm not gonna lie. But we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. As I said, the most important thing for Manchester United this season is to get the consistency and to score goals. When we're on top, we need to be more ruthless than we have been in the past. So let's see if we could do it. I'm not going to write this totally off today. But there is a problem in that midfield. And we cannot shy away from that fact that there is a problem in the midfield area. So, Mason Mount and Bruno just don't work. But he's gone with the same 11. And our manager can be stubborn like that. All the pundits and all the fans will say the same thing, that these 2 players can play together. But he's going to try and make sure that they can play together. And that's where the stubbornness comes in my opinion. I think he should be a little bit more flexible with his with his tactics, but I don't know. As I said, I'm going to say it again. I'm the only one that's really saying it, but I think he got spooked during pre-season. I think that pass out when Onana passed the ball out, and then Delo picked it up, and Delo's pass was absolutely awful. Onana was off his line, and he got lobbed. Now, a lot of our fans tried to blame him. It wasn't his fault. It was Delo, because Delo didn't deliver the ball properly. But I think our manager got spooked after that. I think he got spooked after that, and that's why I think Luke Shaw and our wing backs, except for Aaron Wan-Bissaka, who seems to get into the box, but it seems like his brief is to get into the box, but Luke Shaw's is to kind of hang back now and not support Garnacho. And Garnacho needs to be supported when Garnacho receives the ball. Luke Shaw should be either running up close to him so he can support him, or making that overlap run. So when Garnacho gives him the ball, then Garnacho can do the overlap run, but that wasn't happening against Wolves. So it seems to be a brief that Wan-Bissaka seems to be getting to go in, get into the box, because he got into the box quite a good. Actually, Wan-Bissaka, even during pre-season, impressed me. He was getting into the box a lot more. He was actually getting into dangerous positions, more dangerous positions than our forward players. It was unbelievable. Like, he's the most improved player under Ten Hag. He's still, I mean, he got that cross in for the goal. I think his crossing's getting slightly better, to be quite honest with you. And if he keeps improving, I'd definitely keep Aaron Wan-Bissaka and get rid of Delo anyway, and bring in another right back to compete with him, with Aaron Wan-Bissaka. But I wouldn't be getting rid of Aaron Wan-Bissaka. I think Aaron Wan-Bissaka has really vastly improved. And I really like him. I love him on the ball. And you can see, and his footwork, I mean, for a fucking wing back, his footwork, people don't realise his footwork is bleeding brilliant, man. So, you know, Aaron needs to be given a little bit of slack, but I don't know what's going on. I don't know. It seems to be a brief that Luke Shaw's not to be getting forward as much, supporting Garnacho. And that's what seems to be the issue here. And then, of course, our midfield, then of Bruno and Mason Mount. Listen, this is the way it has to go with these two, right? If one of them is going to be going up forward, the other one needs to be hanging back with Casemiro. It's as simple as that. We had this issue actually during the Jose Mourinho era, right? Where Pogba was going up, or whoever it was Pogba and Bruno were going up at the same time, and we were left exposed in the back, even though we had Fred and McTominay playing, right? We were exposed. So one of them has to hang back and help Casemiro, because Casemiro's a slow burner anyway, and Casemiro's not getting any younger. We got a world-class player there, there's no shadow of a doubt, but he can't do it on his own, right? Look with him when he was playing with Madrid. He had Modric in there with him, right? He had someone else helping him out. This is why Casemiro doesn't get the credit that he deserves, because other players in the Real Madrid team, you know, were more flashy, if that's the word to use, you know. But Casemiro was always the one break up. And even you seen him, even against Wolves, God love him, he tried his bleeding best, man. But he was out of position a number of times, and then he was left exposed a number of times on his own. And he can't do it on you. And if this is why the manager has Luke Shaw kind of staying back, that, I'm sorry, but that's not how we should play football, man. You know, I still don't get the Mason Mount signing. I still don't. We should have went for a CDM. I don't know what the hell this club is doing. You know? Or if we're bringing in Mason Mount, fine, but where's the CDM? We need another CDM. We get another CDM, and that midfield, our midfield will be transformed completely. Seriously. With Casemiro there and another one beside him, we will be hard to break down. And then with Bruno Fernandes, with his eye for a pass and his attacking flair, you know, and then you got Rashford, if he's out on the left, right, Højlund up through the middle when he's fit, right, and then the right position is still a debate whether you want to put Anthony there, or whether you want to put Pellistri there, whether you want to put Sancho there. But we've got a few more pieces of the jigsaw to get. before we're perfect, but we're getting there. But I still think that Mason Mount shouldn't have been there for signing. A CDM should have been there for signing. And I still don't get this signing. But look, this has happened before. We've bought players before that fans just can't understand why he's been brought in, and then they end up tearing it up. I still think the jury. Look, it's only the second game of the season, so we've got to give Mason Mount a chance, and we will give Mason Mount a chance. But I just don't get this signing. But we'll see. But Anthony Martial on the bench is an interesting one. Like he's in the squad, so he's on the bench. It'll be interesting to see if he features. Look, I think if we can't get rid of Anthony Martial, but yet there's some reports out there that there's Saudi clubs now looking at him. Let's hope that's true. But you see, the thing about it is, if that's the case, then I would wrap him up in cotton wool, and I wouldn't actually even have him on the pitch. But it's good to have him in the squad because, you know, other teams will look at that and say, right, oh, well, he's actually on the bench. And if he can actually come on for a few minutes without getting himself injured, even better. And then maybe an offer will come in for him, and then we can get him off the books finally, once and for all. Because whether our fans like it or not, you know, and everybody knows my position on Mason Greenwood, but he's coming back. He's coming back, and that's the bottom line. So we just have to get on with it, because everything that I've seen coming out of the club this week suggests that he's on his way back into the squad. And of course, like every other player, he will have to prove himself. But on top of that, Greenwood has the added pressure because of what's happened. And I just don't know how Mason Greenwood comes out of this situation. He's going to get some abuse. He's going to get it every weekend. I just don't get this decision by the club. I really, really don't. I mean, unless they're going to come out and Mason Greenwood's going to come out and prove his innocence, if he is innocent, then show me that evidence, because that's what we'll need to be able to get behind Mason Greenwood again. Because if he is innocent, we would all love to see Mason Greenwood back in the team, because we all know what Mason Greenwood can offer. But what we saw publicly, and I know the club have said that key witnesses and stuff are telling a different story, and there's new evidence that sheds a different. Well, we've got to see something. But here's our manager now. Hold on. So he's asked again about the improvement. Right, he thinks the fitness is very good, but he wants to see the team. The freshness wasn't there, he's saying, and there was too many unforced errors. But we did press. That was the thing, though. We didn't press as intently as we did during pre-season, okay? But we were pressing the ball, but I didn't notice that we weren't pressing the ball like we were during pre-season. When we were pressing the ball during pre-season, we were swarming. We were going together as a swarm. But against Wolves, it was disjointed. So that's why he's played the first team, because he wants them to go out and prove that they're better than what they showed on against Wolves. Look, I get that, I do, but it's like, if they mess up again today, though, you know, are you going to make then the changes? Because that's what I want to see. Because, you know, we cannot have players dropping off And this is why I was saying about our pre-season. We did play a lot of games during pre-season, and I get why the manager wanted that because he brought a huge squad, including the academy players, and he played academy players in some games. He rotated it, right? He did everything that we expected him to do to give these young academy players a chance and all of that. And Kobe Manu was one of the ones that really stood out. Forson stood out. There was a couple of the young lads that did themselves uh, a lot of good with the pre-season. But again, they're showing the highlights here with Wolves. So there you go. Mason Mount is the furthest running back, right? Bruno's behind him and Cass is further away. But how did that happen? Well, it happened in the first place because Mount and they're showing it there. Mount and Bruno Fernandes are both moving forward. One of them has to hang back. You got to help, and Roy Keane is making the point there. See, he said it there. They worked hard when they didn't have the ball, and that's the one thing that's improved with United. We have, and there's no shadow of a doubt that Eric Ten Hag has changed that culture because we've always complained that we weren't great off the ball either, as well as on the ball. But he's improved that. But one of these lads, Mason Mount or Bruno Fernandes, when we're attacking, one of them has to hang back to anticipate that if we lose the ball, there's going to be a break. And that's what happened with Wolves. Every time we went forward and the ball broke down, Wolves then would go on the counter attack, right? And they'd actually catch us out. Now, they did also have a fair majority of the possession as well. When we did have possession, we were very sloppy. But this is a big game. It is only the second game of the season, but I'm expecting a much better performance than we got the last time because, we can't have another performance like that. It's unacceptable. And in fairness, we're playing the Spurs team that's in transition right now. And I suppose people will say that we're actually in transition, but I think we're further along on our journey than Spurs are. So I really do expect us to win this game. I know, as I said, I follow a couple of channels and they were asking how many points we could get in our next 3 games. We got Spurs, Forest, and then Arsenal. And, people might think I'm mad, right? Or might be a little bit arrogant, but I believe that if we play to our potential, we can get the 9 points. Oh, geez, she's looking well, isn't she? Wow. Isn't it mad what a bleeding marriage breakup does for someone? Shakira has always been lovely though. But Jared Piqué, what a plonk. Why would you be cheating on Shakira? Like, come on. Unbelievable. I suppose if all these footballers have women throwing themselves at them, and I mean beautiful women, it must be a bit of a temptation. But Jesus Christ, man, you have kids with Shakira. You know what I mean? Keep it in your trousers, mate. Respect your woman. Right, you don't want the sound to come through, but we got a comment in the chat. Nice one, nice one. Let's see. Fly on the wall thinks it'll be a 1-1 draw. It's a fair shout. I've got to be honest. After the Wolves game, I will say, and I'll agree with you. I think it's a fair shout, but maybe it's more hope on my part. But I think you're going 1-1. Do I really want to do a score? I'm gonna go 2-1 United. I do think Spurs will score as well. So I'll say 2-1 United, and I'll be happy with that. But I want to, if the performance is half decent, I'll be more happy about that, to be quite honest with you, because the performance against Wolves was not what I expected. So I want to see an improvement. So yeah, I'm gonna go 2-1. 2-1. Or 1-2, because we're the away team. So there you go. So we got a draw there, and me for the win. So we'll see what happens. It's going to be interesting though. But looks like the refs are taking all crap, because as I said before, come on, they were reporting that 3 players got red cards. So, and it's only the second weekend of the season, and there's going to be a couple of teams that are going to be missing players now for a few games because they're getting red cards. But it looks like the referees are going to be stamping down on dissent. The managers on the sideline as well are going to be cautioned. So, Bruno, let's be honest, Bruno is kind of famous for having these little rants. So he has to keep it in check this season, because he can pick up, if he starts accumulating cards, then we could end up missing Bruno for a few games this season. So we better I just hope the players behave themselves this season, because there are a couple of players in their team that don't like being antagonized, and they will try to get their own back. Martinez, Anthony, and you seen what happened when you mess with any of the United players. Casemiro going over last season. In fairness, though, Casemiro shouldn't have been sent off, because in the same incident, did one of their players headbutt one of their players and didn't get sent off. I mean, absolutely ridiculous. But yeah, our players will have to be on their toes this season now, and just play their game. And look, sometimes decisions are not going to go their way. They just have to keep their heads. But I think this is a good thing now, because Bruno knows, and other players like that know they can't really, be behaving like that. So hopefully that kind of stuff is taken out of Bruno's game. Except obviously, if he gives a bad pass himself, he's gonna have a bit of a moan at himself, or have a moan at one of these other players if they give a bad pass. I don't mind that. He's the captain. But when a decision doesn't go for us, you see the way he reacts sometimes. And he needs to put that in check, because the refs are, by the looks of things, the second weekend in, we've seen yellow cards all last week being brandished. I was actually surprised that the refs were actually doing their job for once. But it seems like they stepped up now the second weekend. They've reviewed what happened over the week. And remember, right, and this does have an effect, by the way. Remember, everybody believes that Wolves were robbed, right? Even though we should have had a penalty in the same game, by the way, but nobody's talking about that. We're just talking about Onana coming out, even though 2 players came together before Onana actually whacked into them. So you know what I mean. But yeah, let's just blame United. But that'll be on the referee's mind. That will be refereeing this game today. So don't be surprised if Tottenham gets something in this game tonight, because that's what the refs kind of try to do to even it out. But they better not screw us over, right? It better be a clear cut. Whatever it is that goes against us, it better be clear cut, right? But anyway, 5 minutes to kick off, folks. 5 minutes to kick off. Stadium is for, oh geez, he's no t-shirt on. Have to say the Spurs stadium is nice, isn't it? So our away record, 8 games against the top 9 teams. We played 8 games. We won none. We drew 1, and we lost 7. But that doesn't tell the whole story because, yes, even though our away record is terrible, our record against Spurs is actually decent. So, you know, all of these players like to, all of these Sky Sports and all, they like to throw up the old the stats. And you know, while some stats look absolutely awful, it doesn't always tell the story. As I said, we've got a decent record against Spurs, so I expect us to keep that record today. Anyway, the teams are coming out. There's the managers. Are we playing? I put the green and white jersey on. Are we playing in our red jersey? Man, I hate when they do this. Yeah, we're playing in our red. Why are we playing in our red jersey? Right, well, wait, I'll be back. Check that shit. Why is wearing? Oh yeah, because Spurs have white in their jersey. I hate that, man. Wait. I'm gonna do what we did back in the day at half time when we had that horrible jersey on and we came out and we changed jersey at half time. Except I'm changing jersey right now because check that shit. Coordination is important to me. Wrong second jersey, you idiots. Yeah, I mean, you make a big deal out of this green jersey. You better actually use it. Anyway, there we go. There we go now. Okay. Right. Nah. Coordination. It's important. It's why I got the three bleeding jerseys, for fuck's sake, man. The red jersey is lovely, but the white jersey, the green jersey is lovely. I'm not messing. And all the pictures don't do it justice, but when you put it on with a pair of jeans and all, pair of runners or whatever you wear, it's fucking lovely, right? But the white jersey, I'm not messing. I'm in love with that jersey, man, and the fabric on it is brilliant. But it's a lovely jersey. Anyway, team news. So there, Richarlison, Madison, Son, Gillespie, Sarr, Basuma, Porro, Romero, Van de Ven, and went. Anyway, that's a strong side, Spurs. There's Onana. What's his name? Right, so this Wan-Bissaka, Varane, Martinez, and Shaw. And in their midfield, it's Casemiro, Bruno, and Mason Mount, and Garnacho, and Anthony. And Rashford is up front. I don't like this. I don't like this because it's not fair on Rashford, right? It actually isn't fair on Rashford, right? His best position, again, Rooney as well had to do this, right? To, to compensate for Ronaldo. And I don't like it because Rashford is needs to be. I know Garnacho. Look, Garnacho does deserve to play. See, this is the dilemma the manager has. But I think he should be rotating between Rashford and Garnacho. You know, when you want to rest Rashford, you play Garnacho out on the left. This is why it's important. This striker, when we get it's fit, and then of course, obviously, I do believe that the other fella is coming back. Right, we're off. I mean, they're showing Mason Mount stats, right? They just hate us. They just hate us. Everything we do, they have something to complain about. Now remember, I'm about a minute behind, or 30 seconds, or whatever it is. Now the internet has decided to play up. Right. Right, United are on the press. It's what you expect from us anyway. Come on. Mm. Oh, again, it seems to be we're already early stages already, and it's happening again. I mean, look where fucking, like, in fairness, Bruno is there, but Cass gives away a free kick. Tottenham take it quick. I reckon this game's going to be fast paced anyway, but I want to see Rashford do a little bit more though. He didn't do enough in the Wolves game, in my opinion, and he needs to do a little bit more. But already you can see we are putting on the pressure. Cass is there. Bruno is up with Rashford. Mason Mount now is back, and that's exactly what needs to happen. If one of them goes forward, the other one needs to hang back, and vice versa. But we're putting early pressure on the ball. Here we go. Anthony. Oh! So kick out by the goalkeeper. Mason Mount blocks it down. Garnacho gets the ball. He crosses it to he gives it to Anthony, and Anthony takes the shot, and it just sails over the bar. But United putting pressure on the ball in the early stages. So there we go. Bruno's up. Mason Mount now is hanging back. But is that a free kick? It is. And Wan-Bissaka into Son, who's down holding his arm. We just turn it down so you don't hear the commentary because we don't want to get struck. But we are pressing the ball a little bit more. There, Wan-Bissaka on the ball again. Anthony Rashford picks. Oh. Right, where Aaron Wan-Bissaka, is he taking the throw in? He is. He is. Right, we're in the Spurs half. Bad throw. Luke Shaw, shoulder to shoulder. Mason Mount to Cass. Mason Mount gets the ball back. Out to Garnacho. Oh, Garnacho with the shot. It was weak. It was weak. But see, in those positions as well, though, I would like Garnacho. I know he's good at taking it on people there. But we got a couple of people in the box. I think he should try and nick it in somehow instead of taking the shot there. But United putting the pressure on Rashford, chasing down the ball. Mason Mount trying to chase down the ball and does well there. But there seems to be a bit of niggle between Mason Mount and one of the Tottenham players there, 29. We'll have to keep an eye on that. Mason Mount keeps pushing him and he keeps pushing him back like Sarr. So it's Sarr. Every time Sarr gets on the ball and him and Mason Mount are having a bit of a niggle at each other. So that's going to be a battle to look out for. Anthony as well, doing his work there. Well done. Ten Hag is just shouting instructions there, but he gives the thumbs up. He seems to be happy so far. It's not been a bad start, I have to say, considering the start we had against Wolves. It's been a decent start. Aaron Wan-Bissaka to Rashford, but Rashford again doesn't hold the ball up, and this is what he's bad at. This is what he needs to be playing out on the wing. He's not a number. He's not a striker, man. Garnacho on the ball there. Come on, kid. He's holding the ball up. Well done. Out to Martinez, but hold on. Oh, Bruno is down. What happened here? Oh! Oh! Oh, if we lose Bruno, that's it. I mean, it's a kick in the shins, but it looks it's an impact injury more than anything else, I reckon. Let's hope he's all right, because we can't afford to be losing Bruno. But the manager is looking at this tackle. I mean, that is awful. Right, so while there's a bit of a break here, let's see, they're showing the tackle again. So Bruno goes in to win the ball, he kicks it, and your man, it's one of them that your man just has his leg out because he's going for the ball as well. But Bruno is up, but he's got the shin guard off. He's shaking his head. Is he coming? He seems to be okay though, but I mean, see, he knows not to say that, and so even though he wants to give out because he knows there's a bad tackle, he's not saying that. So see what I mean? That little rule change, he has said something to the official, but he has to be careful of what he says. Now Eric has to be careful as well. Eric, be careful, man, because they're just waiting to give us red cards, man. Seriously. See again, Rashford poor. Again, Rashford, you need to be doing better. Anthony wins the ball back. Go on, give it. Out to Garnacho. Luke Shaw with the overlap. Great tackle. But that's it. Luke Shaw the overlaps now. That's what was missing against Wolves. But it seems to be more of a case I've noticed in this game so far that he seems to be timing them though. There he is. Look when he's bobbing up there. Garnacho sees him. Oh, it's just the delivery was poor. He even had a few people in the box there. But Porro again, who injured Bruno there with a great tackle. Bruno's back on the pitch now. We've got another corner. Varane with the header was knocked over the bar. I have to say, though, it's nice having people like Varane in the box now because, we can actually head the ball in the bloody box in corners. Once the delivery is actually good. Mason Mount now with this one. Bruno is coming short. Are they going to play a shot? Will Mount whip it in? I think Bruno's just giving him the option. Yeah. What a ball. But again, over the bar by Varane. And I don't think Varane's going to Saudi Arabia, by the way. There's talks that there's clubs looking, no, he won't go. And some fans think we should cash in. Are you joking? See, again, Rashford very poor. Rashford is very poor. He's not holding up the ball. When he gets the ball, then he's losing it. Onana with a great ball back out to Wan-Bissaka. Bruno with the champagne pass, but Rashford's coming off because he's not quick enough. You need... See, even though it's not Rashford's position, right? It's not his natural position, but he's got to understand that when he does get the opportunities like that, which he's getting, right? He's getting the touch of the ball. He's got to be doing better with the ball. And he's just not doing enough right now. I know it's only 10 minutes in, but he's very scrappy right now at the moment. Now he has the ball there. Eric Ten Hag looks relaxed on the sideline, which is good to see. He's not animated, so he seems to be pretty happy with what he's saying. And I have to be honest, I'm pretty happy myself. I just think Rashford needs to do a little bit more. But we're playing pretty okay. Give it back. See, that's when you give the ball back. See, Rashford, that's where you need to be doing better. See, you have to anticipate that he's going to play the ball, Onana, there. So you got to be making that run. See, this is why he's not a striker, guys. But we got to throw in now, deep in the Spurs half. As I said, I don't think this Spurs team is at, and I expect us to get the 3 points today. Anthony lost the ball there, but picked back up by Mount. Pass to Wan-Bissaka. Bruno with the champagne pass back to Anthony. Come on, Rashi! Oh! Come on! Come on! Get up! That was better from Rashford. That was much better from Rashford. Well done, lad. Come on. Causing a bit of problems, him and Anthony. That's it. Look at him. He's got the pace and all, man. Unlucky. More of that, please. More of that, please. That's what we want to see. More of that. Right, it says Tottenham have 52% of the possession. I don't think that's really accurate. Well, it doesn't look like they have more possession than us, but there you go. But United players, I've noticed there is such a vast difference, right? They're all moving, right? We were very static against Wolves, but the players are constantly moving. Bruno's moving, Mount is moving, Casemiro is moving, Anthony is moving. They're all moving. Bruno now receives the ball, picks the ball, champagne pass on the outside of his foot to Rashford. Oh, what a ball! Go on! Oh! Oh, Bruno's not happy. I wouldn't be. I'd be pissed as well. Oh. But we've got him back well. Well done. So Bruno is back with Mason Mount is now coming back with Garnacho as well. That's what we need to do. But we're so much more organised, lads and ladies. You could see it. We're constantly moving. We're causing Tottenham problems. There's another ball win by Casemiro, but there's a Tottenham player down. So watch, because it's Cas VAR. We'll go back and look at that, and he'll probably be sent off. Oh, Garnacho! Oh, why are you putting your hands on? You won the ball. The ref played advantage. Luke Shaw slid in, but got the ball, and he's playing. What are you playing advantage for, you muppet? All right, let's have a look at this Casemiro though. They have a corner, by the way, Spurs. But let's see. No, that was a get up, man. Do you know what? Every time Casemiro, I even noticed the last season, anytime he goes in for a tackle, man, it's like the players deliberately, some of them just roll around. It was a fair fucking tackle. Yeah, you're going to get hit in the leg the odd time, but he won the ball first, like. Modern footballers actually do my head in, right? Could you imagine these players now playing in the air where 2-footed challenges were going in and players were being literally punched off the pitch? Onana with a risky ball out there, but he got away with it. He got away with that one. I mean, but that's what we're talking about. There will be a mistake in Onana. The thing about it is not to overreact when it does happen. But if you see their fandom during pre-season, I mean, they blamed him for a goal that wasn't even his fault because he was off his line. But Spurs again, great work by Martinez. Onana coming out and congratulating him. That's what I want to see. But that's what we want to see. You know, Martinez gets back, does his defensive job. The goalkeeper is going out, tapping him on the chest and going, well done. That's what I like to see. It's just a pity we have the owners that we have, because their manager is being screwed, man. Could you imagine if he had if he actually had the money to get the players that he wanted? Varane out with the header. Well done. Son, who hasn't been, he's been given the captaincy, but Son is on the decline, something fierce, and it's really sad to see. He's not the same player. But you could see Spurs are not the same team when Harry is not in it. Because what Harry used to do was very good. He didn't always stay up top. He'd come back and he was able to hold the ball up to bring other players into it, and then he'd shoot into the box. But they don't have that player because Richarlison doesn't play that way. So they don't have that player to hold up the ball. So a lot of their passing here is from side to side here now at the moment. They're in United's half, but they're not doing anything with it right now. What a tackle. What are you on? That was... See, this is what I'm talking about. Casemiro with the tackle there, and the ref blows up. Right, James Maddison is a... Do you remember we wanted him a couple of seasons ago? Right, Anthony back doing his defensive work. There you go. Maddison have fallen on the ground. But Maddison forgot that he wasn't allowed, he wasn't allowed fucking shout at the ref, and he was about to run on. Then he realised that he stopped. Aaron Wan-Bissaka plays very well in this fucking system that Ten Hag has. I'm telling you, I'm very impressed with Aaron Wan-Bissaka. And Garnacho's having a better game. He is. They're all having a better game. Look at that. Well done. Bruno again. Well, you better watch the way you tackle Bruno, man. I tell you, he's checking now. Yeah, he's after getting a few knocks, Bruno. I'm telling you that the tackles. Damn, we were in sync. We were with the game. We were actually in sync, and now we're behind because the fucking internet is glitching. Hopefully, it goes back into sync. Right. Come on, Rashi. Ah, you are looking for that now. Come on. And you are looking for that as well. Come on, you need stop falling on the ground now, right? I mean, we're not giving Tottenham any time to settle on the ball. We're getting in there tackles. We're playing very well. Cass having a good game. Again, as I said, I'd say a lot of fans overreacted. Even if we were to go 1-0 down in this half, I do have the confidence that we'll actually score. Um, but again, how am I that far behind? Bruno. Oh, Rashford should have bloody scored there. But that's why he's not a striker, man. He was onside. What a ball. Garnacho played the right ball as well, man. He would have been offside. Okay. Onana is just so. We're playing. Look, I'm actually pretty chuffed with this performance so far. This is much better. This is much better. You know, we're gonna be take a while. We're slow, but we're gonna slow burn this season. But here we go. Go on off the ref, but as it well, the ball bouncing in their favour, so they can't really complain. Oh, what a ball by Bruno. Anthony with the takedown. Wan-Bissaka in support. Ah, Cass, Cassie. That was Casemiro's fault. That was Casemiro's fault. Sloppy with his fucking with his ball there. He tried to cross the ball into the box, but he tried one of those low crosses and he misjudged it completely and Tottenham went up the other way. We were caught. But fair play to Rafael Varane. He had a burst of pace and he did actually kind of pull the Tottenham player back as well. But Anthony unlucky. But Spurs are starting to just a little bit. But I've noticed the Man United players, whether it's a brief from Ten Hag or whatever, but every time they get the ball, there seems to be a little niggle afterwards. Rashford, go on, Rashford. To Garnacho. Oh, deflection. But he thinks it's a handball. VAR. That's a penalty. Penalty. His hand is out. It's a penalty. It's a penalty. You have to give this. You have to give it. Is he not giving it? If VAR don't get, I swear to God, we never get at him. This is a penalty, man. It's a fucking penalty. It's a penalty all day. It's a penalty all day. It's a penalty all day. You can look at it as much as you want. It's a penalty. It's a penalty, man. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. But I guarantee in a couple of weeks' time, when it happens, fucking air defender, it'll be given the other way. Absolutely disgraceful decision. That is a penalty all day. That's 2 weeks in a row now. We should have had a penalty and we didn't get it, right? Because people could bitch and moan about the fact that Wolves didn't get one, right? We should have had one in that game as well. And the Tottenham fans are throwing stuff in the corner flag because they're a bunch of scumbags. Absolutely disgraceful. Yeah, he pulled Bruno down. I mean, I mean, I don't know what you're moaning for. Garnacho chasing this ball down the corner. Well done, Garnacho. Garnacho has had a good, has done well. With what we're trying to do, he's getting into those positions. He's getting a bit of joy. What a ball. Have to say though, Madison has been impressive for Spurs. Onana with the save. Onana stays with his chest. Onana. Do. But that was all stemming from Marcus Rashford to do little fiddly stuff in the box because he was trying to hold the ball up while there were two players in the box. He should have passed it off. I think he was trying to find Garnacho again, but there were two men in the box. You just got to give it to the closest man, Rashford. Ball by Onana again though. It's just Anthony doesn't jump for Arton. It's like as if he's afraid to get his hairdo messed up. You know, that was a great ball by Onana. You need to be at least jumping up for that. I just feel though that this game would turn if Rashford was out on the left. But Garnacho is actually doing well, so I mean, it's not really fair on the kid because he's doing well. But I just think Rashford's obviously is far along more advanced than Garnacho right now. You know, and bring on Sancho because you're not going to bring on obviously Martial. But look at that, try to win the ball back. You know, it had won the ball back. Martinez with the ball out to Anthony. Rashford now picked it up in the wide position, but Bruno. Anthony trying one of his trademarks, except it was blown off. There's people in the box, man. I mean, Son is looking for a free kick there. Who's he giving a yellow card to? Aaron Wan-Bissaka's gotten a yellow card. He tried to stop the free kick from being taken. But he's going to have to be careful now because, you know, nice ball. Again, Rashford's big touch is just not up to pace right now. Luke Shaw barreling down the wing now. Mason Mount in support. Back to Martinez now. It was a nice idea. Bruno tried to get Garnacho in. But I think after 36 minutes or so, we can safely say that this has been a much better half than the Wolves game. But in saying that, you know, we haven't really, bar the two headers from Varane and a couple of shots that we have had. I mean, Spurs have also only had a couple of shots. You know, that's the only thing that's missing from the performance, really, is a goal. Right, Rashford on the ball to Anthony. Come on. To Garnacho. Go on. Oh, Bruno. Oh, Bruno. Was he onside? Oh, Bruno. Bruno. Oh, that is shocking. That is shocking. I mean, I think he thought he was offside because he looks over hoping that he is, but he's missed. Oh my God. Wow. We got to be clinical there. We got to be clinical there. I mean, Richarlison is on the ground again. I mean, Martinez just steps across him and he falls on. I mean, I actually hate the way some teams play against us because Martinez has a reputation. So does Anthony and Casemiro and stuff. And it's like as if they're deliberately just falling down or over exaggerating what's happening, hoping that one of our players gets a card. And I don't like that. I don't like that at all. But again, I think we've been the better team in this half. And now Anthony's had to get the yellow card. I mean, he's won the ball. He's right. He's actually won the ball. He won the ball. He won the ball. This ref, I'm not. So, who's gotten a card? Anthony, Wan-Bissaka, and I think Bruno has also gotten a yellow. Is that what they're saying? But the ref. So, who's he giving a yellow to? So, he gave one to Bruno and he gave one to Anthony. So what's Bruno supposed to do as the captain, right? So because the Premier League needs to clarify this. So you're saying that the captain can't argue on the behalf of a player of a teammate that feels they might have been hard done by. So off the bar. Off the bar again. We've gone to fucking pieces. This fucking ref is a cunt. He's a fucking cunt. You're a prick. The Premier League is a prick. Your captain can't complain to the ref. Actually, if it wasn't for Mason Mount there, it'd be 1-0. Well done. Then Garnacho and Luke Shaw getting the block in. It would have been an own goal by Luke Shaw. Two yellow cards in the game. Just focus now. Go on. I just feel that these United players are going to lose their heads. We need to get them in at half time because a couple of this, and rightly so though, have gone against them. I mean, it's absolutely disgraceful, and the Premier League need to clarify this. You mean to tell us that a captain cannot go to the ref and remonstrate in support of one of his teammates? Is that what you're telling me? Like, I get that you don't want loads of other players around you, but you mean to tell me that the captain of every club, and I'm not just talking about ours, but you're telling me that a captain can't go to the ref if the captain believes that a decision has gone against a teammate? We need half time. I mean, why is the well done, Aaron? But I don't know what's happening there. Players are trying to get the ball away, and it keeps ricocheting in the box. Those two yellow cards are literally at the gene up Spurs. Bad ball by Martinez. I mean, we can't even tackle any players. Mason Mount now. I mean, he's won the ball. I mean, fuck off. And then he kicks out at him. Well, Martinez and fucking Bruno are alive to that because nobody fucking else was. Those two yellow cards have literally derailed everything that we've done this half. We need what a ball. Garnacho winning the ball back. Bruno trying to get in on the. I mean, Bruno would have been offside anyway. So I mean, it hasn't been a bad first half, but I do think the referees are a bit trigger happy with their yellow cards. I mean, this whole thing, your captain, your captain is your the captain is the captain because he's the one that obviously relays the manager's message, but he's also there to represent the players. And you're now telling the captain that they can't argue with the ref in any way, shape, or form, which I think is an absolutely ridiculous bloody thing. Oh, what a ball by Bruno. Oh, he took it off his fucking. Half time. Well, I think Eric Ten Hag can be pretty happy with the first half. But I have to be honest, I'm not happy about those yellow cards personally. As it's half time, as you know, guys, if you follow the channel, I do have a bit of a smoking habit. So what I'm going to do there is, and that's the wrong second avatar. Let's change that audio avatar now. There we go. Back to that. I'm going to have a smoke, but I'm also going to. I'll be here. I'm not going anywhere, and I'm also going to heat up the coffee. So 0-0. Um, look again. The referee. Like I know the Premier League and the referees have said that they're not going to tolerate dissent and stuff like that, and I get that because there does be a lot of dissent, especially in the Premier League. But if your captain cannot defend one of his own players, Anthony won that ball. That wasn't a yellow card, right? It wasn't a yellow card. Don't care what anybody says, right? He won the ball. And the ref gave a yellow. And because Bruno decided that he was going to question that decision, he got a yellow. I do honestly believe that this ref is going to screw us over, lads and ladies. I just don't trust them. I mean, the energy is good from United. You know, we've had a couple of half chances. Bruno, in fairness, it ended up being no, Bruno wasn't offside for the header, but he was offside for the other one. But Bruno's gotten himself into a couple of good positions. Rashford as well. He had being honest, look, Garnacho was playing well, and I hate to say this, but I want Rashford out on the left, and you have to bring on either Sancho or Anthony Martial, but you've got to do something different. Because I believe if we change it up, because believe it or not, the midfield is actually doing okay. That's not being as many gaps. I think the players are timing. I think there is a thing there. You could see it. If Bruno goes forward, Mason Mount is hanging back. If Mason Mount goes forward, Bruno is staying back. And that's what we needed to do. But I think this Spurs team is here for the taking. I really do. And I think if he makes look, we've got a few yellow cards as well, so you can use that as an excuse if he wants to, even though it's not really an excuse. You should be able to trust your players. But this is the opportunity now to make some subs. I'd definitely bring on, I'd bring on Jadon Sancho anyway ahead of Martial. I will say that. But look, I'm not disappointed with that first half performance. Um, it was a decent performance, and we need to keep going. Um, but look, much improved, and the manager is stubborn, and we do say that about him. But if you look at it now, his team selection was justified because they all put in a shift. You know, they all did. There's not one player out there that didn't put in a shift. The one negative that I would have is that obviously I think Rashford needs to be doing a little bit more if he's going to be playing in that position until we get our striker. Because in the early part of that game, his touches were off. But uh, as the game wore on, he started getting a little bit more involved. But he's not as involved as I'd like him to actually be. But this is a much better performance than the first half against Wolves. Actually, the whole match against Wolves. So it's an improvement. But I do think this ref is going to screw us over. And I do believe that we're probably going to see a red card in this game because those new rules are stupid. The captain should be allowed. Anthony won that ball, right? Now, if the ref gave a yellow card, the captain still has a right to just go to the ref, hey, mate, he won the ball there. I don't, argue his point because he's the captain. I don't think you should be excluding, I don't think you should be including captains in this dissent rubbish. The other players, yes, but a captain, it's not really dissent. He's actually saying, and where Rex don't like their decisions being questioned, but a captain should be allowed to question the decision of a ref and just say, listen, mate, there's been a couple of, or make examples where, okay, well, if you're given a yellow card for that, just if it happens, one of our players, just to remind you, I expect you to give a yellow card for their player. The captain should be allowed to discuss with the referee. I think it's a stupid rule. You've seen three red cards already today, right? In other games, apparently there were three red cards, right? There's going to be a red card in this game if these new rules. And again, with the time wasted this. You know what this is? This is absolutely ridiculous. Whoever's come up with all of these new rules is an asshole, right? All that's going to happen is you're going to weaken teams now, right? Because they're going to get red cards off the place or pick up yellow cards and they're going to get suspended a lot more. Then on top of that, right, you want to play over 90 fucking minutes, nearly 100 minutes. Players are going to be taken off on stretchers and everything they are. Right? They need to get this right because player welfare doesn't seem to be in their minds at all here. But a good first half performance. So I just want to make sure that this is an actual genuine account. It is. So listen to this. Pep Guardiola on next signings. We wanted Harry Maguire and we didn't want to sign him because we didn't want to pay the required fee. We wanted Cucurella. We didn't pay. We wanted Alexis Sanchez and we didn't pay. So apparently Manchester City, I don't know if he means when we went in and bid for Harry Maguire when he was worth 80 million, but I mean, if you still want him, Pep, if you still want him, he's gone for 30 million or whatever it is, Pep. I'm pretty sure United fans wouldn't give a shit if he went to City before. I mean, we did when Carlos Tevez went there, but I don't think many fans would cry themselves to sleep if Harry Maguire went to fucking Manchester City. So, Pep, if you're there, man, listen, take him off your hands. You can have him. But Onana has stepped it up. Onana's had to make a couple of saves as well. His ball distribution has been a lot better than it was for the Wolves game as well. So, pretty stoked with the first half performance. We just need now to take that extra step now and get that goal. I do believe if we do get a goal, we'll go on to win this game. Tottenham haven't troubled us really too much defensively, except for that little period there near the end when we got the 2 yellow cards and the player's head just seemed to go. That's why I was praying for the halftime whistle, because I think Eric needs to get them in and just calm them down a little bit. Decisions haven't went with us yet, so just to remind them we're kind of on top of this game. We need to just keep plugging away, but we are sorely missing a fucking striker, and that is evident again today. I don't know how long Haaland is out for, but the rumor is that he'll be available next month. We need him ASAP, to be quite honest with you, because then Rashford will play out now, and he can rotate them. But United fans were all doom and gloom. Always remember, folks, Eric Ten Hag, in my opinion, is going to be an elite manager. He would have wrecked. He would have looked at what happened against Wolves, and you can see that it has been rectified. As I said, if Bruno goes forward, Mason Mount is staying a little bit deep and helping out Casemiro. If Mason Mount ends up in a forward position for some reason, then Bruno Fernandes is hanging back and helping Casemiro. Now, while this is working against Spurs, as the season goes on, obviously they may get better, and then we won't have to worry about bringing in a CDM for this season. But I still think we need that CDM because you shouldn't be asking Bruno or Mason Mount to do that job. But as you know, our manager likes players that can adapt, and he believes that Mason Mount can adapt into that position. I don't think Bruno can. I think Bruno is just all out attack, to be quite honest with you. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's why Bruno is our champagne player, right? Right, so the second half is about to kick off, folks. Remember, I'm about 30 seconds behind, so this should be the last ad, and we should be kicking off. But the referee, I'm telling you, this Premier League season, not just for United, but for other clubs out there, the way they're refereeing in this Premier League, a lot of clubs are going to be missing players for three games because they've accumulated yellow cards. It's absolutely ridiculous, it is. It's absolutely ridiculous. Anyway. So, yeah, the football times are a little bit weird this season, I've noticed. All we want is for us to score a goal. So the possession, actually, the win probability is as follows. So for Manchester United, the win probability is 42%, the draw is 33%, and obviously Spurs to win the game is a pathetic whatever it is percent. So even the bookmakers have us ahead of Spurs in the bookmakers. So we'll see. We just have to translate it on on the squad, on the pitch, I should say. Um, no, the Women's Premier League. But there's no repeat performance of the 6-1 anyway, folks. So already we've done better than last season. Listen, we will have bad results, but I don't think the bad results that we'll get will be for a lack of trying this season. I just think in some cases we will be unlucky. Because I've seen what I seen Jordan pre-season is these players swarming these other players, Tottenham players, when they were on the ball. And that's what we were doing pre-season. Now we're back for the second half now, so the camera back on. Here we go. Here we go. Come on, the Reds. Come on, your Reds. Come on, your Reds. Use your battle and use your heads. For 90 minutes, we'll let them know what's United. Here we go. Glory, glory, Man United. What? Do 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 do. I still have that song. I still have that song. I remember when that came out, people were taking. I used to play that all the time. I love that song. Frosty days, they always make me cry. One day we'll play like that again. One day we'll be the complete team, and we'll be feared again, folks. But I noticed, they're all looking, Tottenham fans looking to fucking get Rashford a high five off Rashford. Are you mad? Are you mad? But I will say this about Ange. There's a lot of people saying he'll be the fourth manager to go this season. I actually disagree with that. I think as Spurs go on and if they can get a decent striker, because Richarlison is not it. If they can get a decent striker, I think Spurs will be grand right. So they're going in for the huddle now. They did this though against Wolves. Bruno is going to have a word now with the team as captain. But the refereeing, absolutely awful. Right, lads, this is it. We could do it. We could do it. We could do Bruno. I fucking love Bruno. I love him. I love Bruno. He's a fucking ledge. Who's the fella? What's his name again? He always takes the Spurs job when a manager gets sacked. He's still there at the club, but fair play to him. Fair fucking play to him, though. They do play well under him. I'm kind of surprised they haven't given him the job. But, I suppose Spurs want to be taken seriously. But United already putting pressure on the ball. No substitutions, folks. Still the same 11. But I'm pretty sure we will see changes. There definitely will be changes. But I reckon he'll give it another 15 minutes. He seems to be, I have noticed though with Ten Hag now that his substitution times are getting a little bit better. Because I think the one criticism we all had of Eric Ten Hag was the fact that he made some of his substitutions too late. Ollie used to do the same as well, So he's got to be more He's got to be quicker with his substitutions, but in my opinion, he has, and he's done better. You know, he's not afraid to change it up, but. Oh, Richarlison, Martinez is not happy with that, so Richarlison is going to get it soon. Because you know what Martinez is like, he doesn't let these things go. Let me see, are they going to... But Martinez is already on a yellow. Oh, no, it's not Martinez. Is Martinez on a yellow? Right, Luke Shaw on the ball. Go on, Luke. Bit scrappy at the start of the half, as you'd expect. I mean, I know some United fans said, in all fairness, a draw would be a good result against Spurs. While I tend to kind of agree with that, I do believe that we're better. We've got a better team on the pitch. So Anthony left that bit short for fucking Casemiro. What was that? Luke Shaw. Garnacho tried to give it back to Luke, but lost the ball. But Mason Mount straight away putting the pressure on. It's cast back. And Mason Mount is back with him again. See, this is brilliant. And that's what he needs to be doing. But you know what? Mason Mount's energy is actually making a difference. I've noticed it. I've noticed it more in this game than I have in any other games. But it's 1-0 to Tottenham because, you know, we're absolutely awful at defending. Who scored against us? Is it Basuma? Luke Shaw slow getting back there. He tries to get a tackle in though. He was slow to get back, but he does get back. No, actually, it was Garnacho who tried to get back. It bobbled in the box, but up in the air. So it hits off Martinez, bounces up, and goes all the way out to the Spurs player who has knocked it in the back of the net. It was Pape Sarr, his first goal for Tottenham. Oh, off the bar! But what a response by United. They've hit the bar, but Tottenham are back on the attack now. This match has gone from end to end all of a sudden. Ball into the box, but it's too far over. Right, even if he didn't want to make the change, he's got to make the change now. He's got to put Rashford out onto the left. He's got to bring on Sancho. He's got to do something now because, you know. Onana with the save again. What is going on? See, this huddle, he does this huddle thing and we go to shit. Look what he's doing. They've won a corner off Anthony. This is absolutely shocking. Anthony hits the bar though. Oh, look how close that was. Jesus, what a response that would have been. I mean, the goal is kind of unlucky because I had a couple of ricochets, but then Sarr gets it. I mean, he knocks it in then. I know people will blame the lack of running from Luke Shaw, but Garnacho tried to get back and he nearly got the tackle in and all. So I don't know. Maybe I have to look at it again. But we are just looking right now. We're just looking a bit. Have we given away a penalty? Madison is down, but also Martinez fouled someone in the box as well. I think we're just falling apart here. We're just literally falling apart. There's two Tottenham players down in our box right now. VAR, I think, is looking at this. This is it now. No penalty. Right, so Martinez was okay. That's a fair fucking. Get up, you bleeding dope. So the first one's being cleared. And that's a great tackle by Anthony. Well, I just want to say that Martinez is an absolute animal. That's why I love him. Because we need that grit. He's given a drop ball here. I mean, what's this fucking ref doing? Jesus Christ. Are you giving it back to their goalkeeper or what? Just throw the fucking ball to them or something. But I don't think we've played bad. I really don't, man. And I just can't understand how we're down in this game. I fucking can't, man. It's so fucking frustrating. No, right? If we don't get a penalty when we should have got a penalty, you're not getting a handball there. Ref, change it up now, will you? I mean, Ten Hag, change it up now, will you, buddy? You got to change it up. You got to change it up. This game is here for the taking. If it really is, I don't even know how. Look, if we lose this game, I'll be shocked. I'm not messing. And I'm not going to be like other fans out there, unless we completely collapse, of course. But there's a save. I mean, we should have scored there. What a bloody save. Holy shit, who got Casemiro with his head to that? I mean, That is going straight in, top corner, and the keeper. What a save! What a save! What a header by Casemiro as well, though. There was no foul. Get up. Right. He's saying it's no foul, but there was a clash. Oh yeah, he hit off. Yeah, as he was yeah. Okay, that great decision by the ref there. Well done. Yeah, fucking wrecked the yeah. See, he fell onto Wan-Bissaka's fucking boot. He did. His head did. But the ref saw it and he waved it off. But then the player didn't get up, so obviously he's called it back. But it was a great tackle by Wan-Bissaka. But what a save by the Tottenham goalkeeper, showing that save again. I mean, that is just class. What a save. Who is he? See, Luke is kind of jogging there. But in fairness, he actually is in his position. So he is there. He's actually there with Garnacho. The both of them have doubled up, but the ball has ricocheted off Martinez, gone behind Wan-Bissaka, and the ball has gone to Sarr. So I actually looking at that again. I mean, they were all in their position, so I don't, the ball ricochets off Martinez and it goes behind Wan-Bissaka. What are you supposed to do? Come on. Oh, Bruno. The flag has gone up though. Yeah, the manager needs to change it up now. I take off Anthony and Garnacho. Play Rashford in the through the left. Um, bring on Sancho. What a tackle. Anthony. And bring on Palestri as well, actually. Palestri and Sancho for Garnacho and Anthony. We're all always. The manager never makes the changes when they're supposed to be made. Come on, 60th minute, half an hour to go. Make your changes, man. It's all Tottenham now. Awful. We've had 3 touches in the opponent's box in the second half. Anthony needs to be careful. He's already on a yellow card and he's pushing players. We got the free kick, you bleeding muppet. What's going on with me camera? It's nearly 2-0. I mean, make the changes now, will you? For fuck's sake. Look, are you gonna wait until we're 2-0 down? We're clearly struggling. Oh, here we go now. You're making change. What are you bringing on fucking Delo for? Look, what are you bringing him on for? Awful. Garnacho needs to come off now because he's struggling. So let's see if our manager is actually making those fucking changes. But I seen the low, which means Wan-Bissaka is coming off them. Right, Sancho, Ericsson, and Delo. So who's coming off? Garnacho for Ericsson. Oh, for Anthony, sorry. Oh no, Anthony knows he's coming off, so that's why he's already walked off. Yeah, so Anthony and Wan-Bissaka. Portis, I don't get why you're taking Aaron Wan-Bissaka off for the life of me. So where does Sancho now play? Is he playing in the middle and Rashford's out on the left? Let's see. I don't know, lads. I mean, first half we were good, and I had confidence that we played like that, but we just gone ragged. We've just gone very ragged. Go on. Offside. Jaden, you were offside, man. No, Charleston's not happy for coming off. But that's what you want to see. You want players. You know what? He's probably going to have to throw on Tony Martial with like maybe into stoppage time if the ref gives a lot of stoppage time, because I just don't see where the goal is coming from. I mean, again, it looks like Rashford is still playing down the middle, though. I mean, should we be getting worried about Rashford? Because Sancho with a nice bit of burst of pace. Go on. We got a throw in up there, and I don't know. I mean, I don't like. There's a couple of players. There you go. See, but you should have done that the first time. Bruno was bursting into the box twice there. The first time he decided, Ericsson decided not to pick him out. But then the second time he does, but it's more awkward the second time. Some of the decision making is just not right. That was a shocking ball. That is shocking. absolutely awful. Like Ericsson is only on the pitch. Like, I mean, I mean, this is again what I said pre-season. He's passing is just lazy. I know he slipped there, but he's done this quite a lot with the lazy passing. And thanks to him, we conceded a fucking corner now. Unbelievable. Right. Rashford has the ball. No, absolutely awful, Bruno. I mean, you need to be doing more than taking notes, boss. You need to be fucking doing something else than taking notes right now. Right, we're 1-0 down. Spurs off. Absolutely awful. I mean, it's telegraphed, lads. I mean, we're fast running out of time for this equaliser, and it does, to be quite honest with you, it doesn't even look like that we have it in us now. I'm not doing any more score predictions, though. I'm done with score predictions now because no point. I mean, these fucking idiots sabotage me every fucking time anyway. I mean, look, Bruno is isolated and now they're on the attack. It's like as if we forgot to come out the second half. Like, I mean, I do think that goal was lucky, right? So if you look at it, we didn't see the goal and it's still 0-0 with the 80 odd minutes that's gone. We'd be actually pretty happy with that. But the fact is, we have conceded the goal and now we have to try get one, and it doesn't look like we're even going to. Doesn't even look like we could get a goal. I mean, look at these pricks are just messing around with the ball. Like, you're letting them pass you off the pitch. All right, we're chasing a goal, and he's. Could you just not boot the fucking ball up, man? I don't really give a shit when we're in a position like this with the time that we have left. In fairness, we should be booting the fucking ball up. I know it's not our way, but we should fucking do it. Cass had a shot on, well, half a chance. Awful, awful. Like, I don't get the Delo substitution because he hasn't done that, and now you're bringing Palistri and Martial on, right? With like get no. I mean, if Anthony Martial comes up with a winner, I won't fucking complain. An equalising goal, I should say. I won't complain, but so which means he's going to take off Rashford, or unless he's taking off Mason Mount. I still don't know why we get Mason Mount the number 7 jersey either. I mean, I'm absolutely shocked. It's 2-0. It's over. On goal off Martinez. Game over. I mean, they're giving the goal to Ben Davis because the tip that Martinez got was still going down the bottom corner. But it's 2-0. No point bringing the subs on that you're going to bring on, you fucking idiot. You should have brought them all on when we fucking had a chance to fucking still draw the game. Fuck off. And I don't know, you fucking morons come out in the first half. What the fuck happened? Every fucking season, it's the same thing with these fucking lunatics. Like, I don't even know why you're bringing them on. It's a fucking insult to be bringing the players on fucking now when they're 2-0 down. Like, and Rashford, rightly so, was frustrated, but he hasn't done enough for me either. So he needs to look at his own performance because it was absolutely fucking rubbish. Unbelievable, man. That's a penalty. It's a penalty. Yeah, well, we won't get on though, but we won't get it. But that's a penalty, like. I mean, he's clearly being pulled back. I mean, he's being clearly pulled back. I mean, we should have had a penalty in the first half. We should have a penalty here. In fairness, yes, we've conceded 2 goals, but in reality, maybe it could be 2-all, but we're not getting it. And the referees are, as I said, the referees were always going to be conscious of what happened last weekend, and we just haven't gotten the decisions. It's as simple as that. I mean, don't get me wrong, we deserve to be beaten after that second half performance. I mean, the first half, we looked like we had a lot of energy. Second half, we come out, we just look like, I don't know, Bruno needs to stop doing that hug at half time, coming out and doing the hug and having a chat with them at halftime because whatever he's saying to them is not fucking working. And I'm not messing. Shouldn't be fucking having a whole. No, I'm sick of that stupidity. Right, whatever you have to say it in the fucking locker room, and then when you come out, then there's no need for all of that either. Awful ball, Bruno. Absolute. Bruno again. Bruno's head's just dropped and he's giving the ball away. Like, you're the captain. Like, we know you're pissed off because, you know, you're 2-0 down, but that still doesn't mean that you give up. Jadon Sancho should be starting and Palestri should be starting because already we look better with those two in the team. Anthony shouldn't play another game until he looks up. Casemiro with the header, but great save by the goalkeeper. We're into stoppage time now, folks. I'm just baffled. I'm just baffled, and I'm not. You know, the manager should have looked 15 minutes into the second half. Right, we did concede early, but you could already tell that we weren't the same. And then he brings Palestri and Sancho and Martial on with like a couple of minutes. Well, he brought on Sancho. In fairness, he brought Sancho on it. No, he brought the three of them on at the same time. Brought Ericsson on first, I suppose. But we're short. And there's 9 minutes. We could still get 2 goals in 9 minutes. I mean, that's fucking possible, but that pass by Dela was just absolutely awful. I mean, what's he even doing on the fucking pitch is beyond me. Aaron Wan-Bissaka was obviously Bruno save. Fuck off. Who's he giving out to now? I wouldn't be giving out, Bruno. Your performance in this half has been shocking. Sancho getting done by Hallberg. Well, this is the joys of being a Manchester United fan, isn't it? Well, there's my prediction. The 9 points gone out the window anyway. Prediction gone out the window. Looking, they're taking the piss out of us with that passing now. Yeah, they changed the goal to a Martinez own goal, so it's official. Martinez own goal. Yeah, Casemiro looks shot. I'm looking at him there in the middle of the park. He's done. He's either injured or he's lost. He's lost another yard of pace. But this is what happens when you sign. You know, as I said, he's still a class player, but I think United have to realise, you need a bit of Mason Mount is not his energy, but he's not a CDM. We need a CDM with a little bit of energy to help our CM to help Casso. He looks absolutely shot. He's just standing there. I mean, we're doing nothing with the ball. I don't. Like, are you morons? Like, we get a goal. Telegraphed. I don't think there's any time. Gary Neville said it there. I don't think there is time to panic. But all I just want to say is that if Harry Maguire was at West Ham now, we would have probably another midfielder and could have introduced him today. There's a lot of factors here that are responsible, right? We just can't do that right as a club. Mason Mount should not have been signed, in fairness. I don't get that signing, and I don't. But look, there's no Man United player that I'm going. I mean, Wan-Bissaka was great in the four. I don't get why he was actually taken off. But I'm not going to give a man of the match. There's no point in giving a man of the match when you're on the losing side. We'll see if we could do something here. But again, is it a corner? United fans leaving, rightly so. Yeah. Absolutely no time, no need to panic. But this is certainly off the bar. Varane, but offside anyway. But what a ball. He was offside, but what a fucking ball. That Spurs goalkeeper looks fucking decent, I have to say. But yeah, I'm not going to give man of the match to any of our players for a losing team. Second half performance overall was a shambles. First half we played well, but I'm telling you now, for me personally, Eric Ten Hag cannot go with the same team for the third game in a row against Forest. He's got to change it up, and I would start Palestri ahead of Anthony, and because he's done a lot more on the pitch. That's a free kick. We got a free kick, but he's done a lot more since he come on than Anthony. He needs to be starting, and Jadon Sancho needs to be starting because we need to put Rashford out on the left. It's only 2 games in, but I'm not loving Marcus Rashford's body language. It doesn't say his body language is not great. And I think it's frustration because he has to play through the manager. Look, it's not working, Ten Hag. So you need to change it up. That's what you're paid for. I don't know what you're laughing at, Bruno. So full time, Manchester United 0, Tottenham 2, and Richarlison and his buddy Sarr are celebrating with each other there. He's all smiles now, Richarlison, because he knows they've won 2. Absolutely shambles of a second half performance. The first half performance was decent, but we did collapse in the second half. I think near the end of the first half, those 2 yellow cards really disrupted their rhythm. They shouldn't, but they did. I would say Sarr and Basuma for Spurs did very well, but we have to look at ourselves, not what we'd expected in the second half. But no time to panic. No time to panic. We could still, you know, it's the early part of the season. But in fairness, the manager now is over talking to the ref. In fairness, we should have had 2 penalties, but you know, nobody will look at that. They'll just look at the scoreline and it says 2-0. So look, I'm going to leave it there. Thank you for joining me. Obviously, you know, when next week comes, obviously we will react to this in a bit more detail while we're covering other Manchester United news. So when I've had a couple of days to think about the performance, we will have a bit of a chat. But absolutely awful from our point of view in the second half. And Rashford's body language doesn't look great. But they really need to up their game. But and the manager as well. Some of this don't even get me started. Look, we'll talk about in a couple of days. But Manchester United 0, Tottenham Hotspur 2. And that is the end of the scoreline. We did have chances, but we just didn't take them, and we were absolutely awful in the second half. But we'll leave it there. Thank you for everybody that popped in during the game. Seeing that there were people popping in and out as we're streaming, but I want to thank you all for popping in. We will see you again soon. Thanks for tuning in. Talk to you soon.